Hi and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can build a high converting sales funnel if you're a business coach. And so by the end of this video, you're going to have the exact process that you need to build a sales funnel that's going to get you the right clients that are going to pay you the money that you want. Hey there, it's Jude from Make Marketing Success. At Make Marketing Success, we help business owners create high converting sales funnels that position them as the authority in their space so that customers want to do business with them and they can grow their revenue. Now, as I made mention earlier, I'm going to be sharing with you how exactly you can build a sales funnel as a business coach that's going to be very high converting for you and help you get the customers that you're looking for. Now, as a business coach, there's something that you need to understand. So, business coaches obviously do either coaching one on one or they coach an entire organization, or they might be coaching one to many. One to many, if it's like a group of different individuals, not necessarily from the same company, it's going to be a very similar sales funnel you're going to create. But if you're going to be coaching an organization, then definitely you're going to create a different type of sales funnel, because the difference is when you have a one-on-one type of coaching business, you're only targeting an individual. And when you target an individual, typically speaking, the sales cycle is shorter because you don't have a lot of other people involved in the decision-making process. And so once you're able to get them on a call or convince them, they typically tend to make that yes or no purchase decision. Now, on the other hand, when you're working and you're a coach for an organization, chances are it's going to be a much longer lead cycle. We're talking like 18 to maybe 18 months to 2 years. And so you also have a lot of people that are involved in the decision making process. So if you're coaching an organization and maybe you have to go through HR, or the CEO has to make a decision and the head of operations might also be involved in the decision making process. And so you definitely have to create a different type of sales funnel for those types of clients. Now, I found this out when I was working with a coaching client, and she had two different programs. One was targeted towards a one-on-one clients, and the other one was targeted towards organizations. And so it was at that point that I realized that definitely we needed to have different sales funnels for those different types of clients that she had. And so I'm going to share with you the exact funnel that I built for her, or let me say the process I used to build the funnel for her. And that way you can also use that same process yourself to create high converting sales funnels for your business if you're a one-on-one business coach or you're coaching an organization. So I'm going to first start with the one-on-one coaching funnel. So in both cases anyways, you're going to have to follow a process that we call the ARC method. So that's the attraction, retention, and the conversion. Now with the attraction, there are three ways you can obviously attract people, but I'm only going to focus on two because those two are more relevant to an actual sales funnel. So the first way that we're going to be able to attract people is the organic content marketing. And so what that means is things like the podcast, the YouTube channels or blog posts that you might create to attract the right kind of audience that's looking for content out there. And the other side is obviously the paid, which is the Google ads, the Facebook ads, Twitter ads, and any other social media ad that you might be creating. And so what you first need to do is obviously profile your customer. And I'm going to be assuming that you already have customers that you're working with and you sold your programs to. And so what you would need to do is sit down with them and ask them a lot of questions. Now, if you're interested in the types of questions you can ask your customers, I have a PDF that you can download with the right questions to ask your customers so you can actually profile them. And this helps you create the right types of content, be it podcast, blogs, or even ads, because that's where you definitely need to start a good understanding of who exactly your customer is, what their problems are, and how your product or solution is going to be positioned as the medicine to their headaches. Now, once you are done with the attraction, deciding who the customer is, then you need to also look at what type of content would they gravitate towards? So on the ad side, you might be looking at creating a PDF, or you might be looking at creating a webinar or a free training or even a paid training. So that's something I'm also going to talk about in a bit. So once you decide what you want to do there, then you would create that content and obviously run the ad or campaign. Or you could, use that content as a way to attract people from the organic content marketing that you're doing. So maybe at the end of your podcast or in the middle of your blog, you might say, hey, here's this guide, here's this thing that I've produced. And if you like, you can download it here by exchanging your email. That's part of the retention process. And so once you're done with that, you would create a landing page. So the landing page is the beginning of the retention process. And so that landing page is the page where they will put their email address into in exchange for the training, the webinar, or the PDF that you've actually created. And also, if you want to learn how to create a high converting landing page, I have a YouTube video link in the description below, and I've also put it in the top left corner over there for you to watch if you're interested in learning how to create a high converting landing page. It's the same process that we use for ourselves and our clients, and we're able to convert 20-30% of the people that actually come to our landing pages. So you create that high converting landing page to collect their information. That is part of the retention process. And then you go further to give them content that actually nurtures them. And so on the side of the individual, you give them content that helps them solve a problem, or high value content that you've created. So a high value content could be maybe a YouTube video you've created, or a podcast, or it could be a blog post that you feel is of high value to them and would really help them solve a problem, and position you as a guide, as the authority, the right person that's able to solve the problem that they have. Now, once you send them that content via email marketing, then we get to the conversion side of things. And conversion being that you then send them a series of emails to help convert them from somebody who's got onto your email list to an actual paying customer. So that is the sales funnel that you create. Obviously, there are more nuances to that. If you are interested, I can also create a video showing you exactly what that type of sales funnel will look like, from the ad to the landing page, and the entire process involved, from scheduling and the emails also required to get that person from an audience who was attracted to you to an actual paying customer. Now, as I made mention earlier, if you're going through the course route, this is good for coaches who might have a high ticket course or high ticket coaching program that they're offering. Once you give them a course, maybe it might be $27 or $97, it's sort of like there's low resistance, right? Because they're not paying a lot of money to you for them to get access to that course. And so if they're able to get value from that course, you then upsell your high ticket course to them, and there's a higher likelihood that they would actually pay for that high ticket course. Now, the way you can do this course is by taking a part of your entire coaching program and then turning it into a course and giving that to them either for free or for them to pay, and then you upsell your high ticket course. Now, if you're targeting an organization, you would use the exact same process in terms of the attraction. Obviously, you would profile people in the organization. If you're targeting maybe the HR or the head of operations or CEO, you'd profile them, create an ad that speaks directly to them, and then obviously run a campaign or deliver the content to where they normally go find their content. And then when you are done, what you end up doing is what you end up doing after you're done with that is obviously create the landing page rather, and then convert them into customers. Typically speaking, it might be better to do a webinar or a PDF, something that's very quick and easy for them to digest, and then you send them the emails. Now, this time with the emails, you're not necessarily going to be sending blog posts and podcasts and things of that nature. What you need to do is send case studies, because that's what they're most interested in. what has been the impact of your coaching on people, right? If you're able, sorry, an organization rather, if you're able to get case studies from the different organizations that you've worked with or worked for, and package that in a nice way and present it to them, they can see the impact and the value that you have on organizations. And you send this over like 3 or 4 emails, it further reinforces, that credibility and authority that you have as the right person to actually solve the problem. Now, once you're done with this, or during the process of sending them the case studies, it's best that you also ask them to share the case studies with those who would influence decision-making processes on whatever it is that you're trying to solve or you're trying to provide in terms of a service. So if you're doing training in a particular area and you have somebody who might be the HR or even might be the CEO, maybe you might want the CEO to forward the emails or to share the emails with the HR, right? And so that way you share another landing page with the HR where she can get that case study, and then you keep sending that HR person more the same types of content rather, and further reinforcing yourself as the authority. And then when you send the sales email, and when I say sales email, I don't mean necessarily that you're trying to close them in an email. The sales email might just be trying to sell them on scheduling a call with you, which begins your process of constantly presenting your solution to an organization to eventually close them as a client. So that is the sales funnel. So if you are a one-on-one coach or you are coaching an organization, that is typically the type of sales funnel that you would need to create to convert them from an audience into an actual paying customer. So if once again you are interested in that, let me know in the link in the comment section rather, and I'll be able to help you and show you the exact, I wouldn't show you my client's funnel. I could build a funnel, a sample funnel that I can share with you so you can see exactly how that type of process is going to work. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We produce this type of content, and we at least once a week to help business owners create high converting sales funnels and execute proper digital marketing to help them grow their business.